Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 31 of my series in which I will try to collect 1 billion iron ingots. In today's episode, I'm going to set up a little automated system to create overclocker upgrades, or actually, just one of the components to make overclocker upgrades, and hopefully set up a uranium processing facility. Now, the first thing we're going to do is set up the little system to make overclocker upgrades. Now let's go to the recipe itself to look at why we need to create this system. To make overclockers, you need coolant cells, and to make coolant cells, you need a lot of tin plates and IC2 coolant, and it can be in almost any form. But the problem comes because, hang on, to get this stuff right here, you need to use a canning machine with lapis. Now the problem is it's kind of difficult to actually can this stuff because the canning machine will not do it itself, and I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a little bit. Now the first thing we're going to do is we need to add to this turbine to get some power, and these turbines are super flexible in what shapes they can be. You can have them in abnormal shapes, like I currently have this one because of this block over here. What we're going to do is place this block right here, and we are going to put a MFSU, which is the highest tier Industrialcraft battery. I actually don't even need this block, but I'm going to go ahead and put it down anyways, because it gives us yet another battery on top of the battery that is the turbine itself. Now we have 3 machines here. We have a macerator to create the crushed lapis, and then we have 2 canning machines, and I'll show you why I need 2 canning machines here in a little bit. But I need to go ahead and set these up before I put in the power cable, because I need to throw in transformer upgrades, 3 apiece. Now this canning machine will need to be in fluid enrich mode, and this one will need to be in canning mode, which is good. This will need to have a liquid eject or a fluid ejector upgrade, and hang on, I'm gonna have the wrong side here. Out the north side. Nope, that's the south side. Okay, that should work. We need another ejector upgrade actually, but we can go ahead and set this guy up. Okay, let's grab another ejector. Thankfully I have some made up, and we can go ahead and set this up. This will need to go here. Now we're going to have a black hole unit here and one right here, and we will need to wrench this, and we will need to set up a item duct right here, in which we will need to wrench that and that away. And let's set that up to be always active. Now we are going to put our lapis in here. As you can see, I actually experimented around and crushed a bunch of lapis off camera, but for the purpose of this system, I'm just going to take a bunch of fresh lapis, and we are going to throw it in right here. Now to get the system rolling, we're going to need some power. Oh, I'm going to need one more black hole unit because yeah. Okay. Let's grab some glass cable first. And then let's power these things on. And luckily nothing exploded, so that means I didn't mess anything up too bad. This lapis, it'll crush relatively slowly, but that's why we're making overclocker upgrades. We want our machines over here to run a lot faster than this, because this is really slow. Now we have some lapis in here, but we also need some water. Luckily, we have a water supply right here. We can just steal from it and run it out the top. Let's just run it like this. And then Should have some water. Okay, next I need another black hole unit. Didn't think about this. But I will need that to be, I can put that right here. And then we need an item duct from here to the canning machine. And this will need to be always on. Now as soon as this starts processing, or actually I don't need to wait. Let's grab our, I think they're universal fluid cells. And let's throw a bunch of these in here. And that's what we're going to capture our IC2 coolant in, is just fluid cells here. They're pretty cheap to make. And I actually have my system making a whole boatload. I think like something like 12,000 right now. Theoretically, this will start throwing them in here. Maybe. Maybe. Shoot. What? What am I missing? I must have messed something up. Oh, hang on. I just need to use this. Not the canning mode, the fill cell from tank mode. And so, theoretically, this will now be able to put items into here. And we should have IC, or universal fluid cells with this stuff. So, it'll take quite a while, but we'll be able to get some overclockers out of this system. Or at least what we need to build the overclockers. Everything else, I think, is pretty easy, pretty standard stuff. Yeah, it's just insulated copper cable and circuits, which I can make through my system. Unfortunately, I could not make these in my system, so we had to go this route. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to build a system to automatically process uranium ore, because in the very near future, I'm going to set up some nuclear reactors, and we're going to need some fuel for that. Now first, I guess first thing I need to do is choose a site for a building to do this in. So, you know what? I've actually thought. I think I'm probably just going to do it down here for now. I will build a proper, you know what? I keep changing my mind. I'm going to build a facility just for ore processing, or uranium ore processing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and build a building, and I will be back after just a little bit. And I'm back with my new building. Hopefully I grabbed everything that I will need for the time being. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up my generator, and it'll be in this corner over here. So let's go ahead and set this up kind of in reverse order of how we're actually going to need it. I'm actually going to put the steam dynamo underground, and hopefully that'll give me a little bit easier access here. I'm going to use the same type of advanced generator setup that I have in my main base or my main little setup over there, my Industrialcraft setup. And so let's go ahead and set this up. We're going to need this conversion kit. And that's not it. I don't even have the right augment. Shoot. Actually, I need to come right back because I don't have the right augment with me. I need the boiler conversion and not whatever I have. So I will be right back. And I am back. I have the right augment with me this time. So let's go ahead and throw in the boiler conversion and 3 fuel catalyzers, which will just increase the efficiency here. Now we are going to automatically import. Actually, I'm going to move this down 1, I believe, just to make things a little bit easier. But first, let's make a hole. Because down here, I am going to put a aqueous accumulator because we need water. So let's slap that down first, actually. And then we need some water. And now we have a bunch of infinite water source blocks down here. Can get rid of one of those. I need a fluiduct, I think, if I'm going to do this like this. One up, and then the dynamo should go right. Shoot, I was afraid of that. So what we can do is just like that. And that should get water, which is good. And then we can have our fluid intake valve right here. Now for the automatic input of coal, we are going to use an export bus. Just tell it to automatically import coal. That should be pretty simple. We have our elevator over here, so that's pretty good. And then we can just run this out here. And that should give it coal. So it should go ahead and fire up. Now we need to build out this generator here. And let's go ahead and do that. It's not going to look pretty, but who cares? We need the controller. I don't know where to put this guy. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Let's go with it. How about right here? And we can always move it if we want. That's pretty good. Okay. Cool. I have more turbines than I need, but that doesn't really matter. Now for the next step, we need to start placing down machines. And we're going to need more of this, and we're probably going to need more export buses. But for right now, I know I need a macerator. I need an ore washer, which is not done yet. I know why. It's because I'm making so many of these things, and I'm going to go ahead and cancel these for right now. I can make more later. Okay, cool. So I got my ore washer. I have a thermal centrifuge that I need. So that's right there. And I have, shoot, what are they called? Now I can't remember what they're called. Metal formers, duh. Actually, I know there's one thing I forgot, and I need some auto-crafting, which, outside of the applied energistic system. So let's go ahead and see if we can't make a machine that can do that. Wrong box. I think RF tools, I forget what, crafter. It's just called a crafter. So let's go ahead. Right now we're actually out of space in our molecular assemblers. So we're just going to take something out. Let's say this right here. And we actually have a few patterns in here at this point. And once we upgrade our AE system, we can go ahead and put this back in. But for right now, they're going to have to make do right there. I'm going to need, I want to say at least 2 builders. Not builders, crafters. We were just over this. So let's go ahead and get 2 of these guys. And I'm going to need some flux duct for that. I don't really need the good stuff. Let's go ahead and use this. That should work. Grab a bunch of item duct because I know I'm going to need some of that. Let's grab some servos. And some glass fiber cable because we'll need some of that as well. We'll need transformers. I keep on thinking of things that I need. Okay, so at least 15. Let's go with 30. Hopefully that doesn't take too long to craft up. Okay, let's get over here and start laying down the machines. By the machines, I mean the law. Lay down the law. The first machine will be the Macerator, and that will take the uranium ore, and it will make it into crushed uranium ore. I need ejectors too. Shoot. I might have enough. Now I definitely have enough. Let's go ahead and see if those transformers are done. Some of them are. Okay, so we'll need one of those. Out the west side. Need out the east side. Okay. So the ore will, and all of the ore can be brought here. I believe, shoot, that won't even let me. Once we deal with the crushed uranium ore, just type in uranium, and we put it in, nope, how do we make that? In the ore washing plant, we will get 2 byproducts, so we need to deal with the byproducts. And we can do that with a trash can. No, let's not do a trash can. Let's just use black hole units, because that seems wasteful. And we can have item ducts. We already have item ducts. I need filters is what I need. I need 2 of these guys. Really? And just so stuff matches, let's just use these guys. So this will need to be made into a few different things. East. And this will only eject, I hope it only ejects what I need into the centrifuge over here. I forgot I also need water for this guy. But that shouldn't be too big of a problem. As we have flue duct somewhere. Then we can use the same aqueous accumulator. Should have brought a shovel. Oh well. There we go. Should be getting water. Cool. Now let's cover that back up because it's an eyesore and I might fall in it. I'm probably gonna need that flue duct back. Oh well. Okay, so we have the transformers. Okay, this will centrifuge into a few different things, and we will need to sort that as well. Okay. It'll turn into 2 different types of uranium, so let's... Yeah, it'll need to be in black hole units. We can put... Oh, no, we can't. Kind of setting all this up is kind of a logistical nightmare. Did I really get rid of my... No, I didn't. So we can put our filters on. Say whitelist. For right now, we can just do cobblestone. Once we get what we actually need, we can go ahead and put that in. Just a standard servo. I might actually need to upgrade that servo, because once we throw some overclockers in this thing, it should go quite a bit faster than it'll start out as. Okay, so now we need more filters. We need more everything. Here, make 10. Okay. We need more black hole units as well. Here, make 10. For right now, I need these to go into a single crafter. Let's say here and here. Because what I can do is I can set up the item duct right here. Do the servo. And then do the filters. These need to be whitelisted for right now. We'll throw in cobblestone. And then item duct over here with servos to extract. And then this will go to the first crafter, which will make it in the uranium into fuel. Did I get out canning machines? I did not. I only need one. Okay, that's pretty simple. Okay, then the fuel will go into a canning machine. I'm running short on everything. Okay, canning machine. That's not a canning machine. This setup always looks simple after I'm done with it, but setting it up is kind of a pain. Like, it won't have a very big footprint, but... Okay, now we need to get rid of that. This doesn't need water or anything. It needs to be in canning mode. I'm actually sure of that this time, unlike last time. This will take the fuel and throw it in a canning machine. The canning machine will also need the fuel rods. And we will set up the automatic making of those here in a second as well. And then once the fuel rods are made, they will come out, say, this direction. And go into the final crafter, which will make them into dual fuel rods. I will be using dual fuel rods almost the entire time for all of my reactors that I will be building. Almost all of them, if not completely all of them. Okay, now we need to be able to make the fuel rods. And for that, we need metal formers. Right here. Let's do right here. We'll do the initial metal former, and that will create... No, I don't like that. This will be the second metal former. No, I don't like that. It'll be the first metal former. So indecisive. This will be the second one, and I need to get rid of that. So what's going to happen in this first metal former will make metal plates, and it will actually need to service both of these machines. It'll need to give metal plates, iron plates, my bad, not metal plates. They're all metal plates. It will need to give iron plates to the crafter, and it will need to give iron plates to the metal former as well, or this metal former. I guess I need to get 2 more transformer upgrades. Boom. Okay, now this will make the fuel rods, and those need to go into the canning machine. Cool. Okay, so now we need to set up some exports here. We need at least 2, because we need to export iron ingots and uranium ore. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure all of these machines have transformer upgrades. And let's plug this bad boy in. I think we're creating power. Yes, we are. If something blows up, it's not my fault. It's somebody else's. Okay, now I need to get flux to these 2 crafters. Actually, first let's get uranium and iron in. Okay, iron needs to be in here. Let's grab a shovel. Okay, that it has access over there. So let's... And then the macerator is this way. And that is the macerator. Okay, so this export bus will be giving that uranium. And then let's run this down here. And then this export bus will need to be iron ingots. Good. We can just run that out there, connect it up out there. Okay, so let's cover this floor up real fast. No, let's not cover the floor up real fast, because I also want to run flux duct. And I can kind of use this for my flux duct. I'm making a mess right now. Oh well. Okay, flux duct. Oh, I already have some with me, duh. I can't really remember how much flux these things use. I kind of think it's a decent amount, but I guess we'll find out here in a little bit. Okay, so that should be good. Let's go ahead and go out here and connect this stuff up here in the basement. So this is pretty easy. Just boom, that's connected. Now let's get us some power. And I will be replacing this strip right here with the good stuff. But for right now, we're okay using this. Okay, so theoretically, things should start happening. That's good. Things are happening. And this is also working. Cool. Now let's cover the floor. I'm actually going to be back in a little bit. I got to wait for a little stuff to process to set up all my filters here. Actually, I don't have to hardly wait at all. Let me get rid of some of the crap out of my inventory. I might need some of those. Might need that. I think everything else should be good. Cool. Okay, let's set up these guys. You can be stone dust. You can be tiny piles of lead. Stone dust, tiny piles of lead. If I really wanted to, I could hook these up to my applied energistic system with storage buses, but I don't think that'll be necessary quite yet. I need to grab my radiation resistant suit. And I don't know if I went over this last episode, but the radiation proof suit is a scuba helmet, hazmat suit leggings, and rubber boots. I'm not sure if anything else will work, but I know that this is radiation proof if you wear this whole set. So let's go ahead and slap that on. And I actually do have to wait for this guy especially. So I'm going to be back in a little bit to finish up this build. And I'm back real quick. We have a few of these made up, so let's actually make a few overclockers, because we can at this point. So I think I need some tin plates, and then we get the coolant cells. Now let's get the overclockers. Wait, was there another recipe? Oh, I see. That's kind of cool. I didn't know there were alternative recipes. So let's go ahead and make a few overclockers. We're going to have to nip a few things out here, but that's okay. Can I make 6? I can. That's cool. Then we can go ahead and put these guys back. And these will be really useful for the setup over here, because there are a few machines that are just really, really slow without overclockers. This definitely needs 1. Let's give it 2, because it needs to supply both these things. And then this and this. Okay, now we have these guys, which is what I was kind of waiting on. I have my hazmat suit on, so this shouldn't hurt me. One of these guys can be the big uranium, uranium-238, and one of these guys can be the small uranium, uranium-235. Now, theoretically, these things will go in and then come right back out here. Okay. And there is a nice, nifty little feature that this machine has. It's this button right here. It's the remember the current lines. I actually need, there we go. And what, by filling up all these inventory spaces and then hitting the R, it tells the system that I will only let certain items into certain slots, which is exactly what we want here. Now let's go ahead and make a recipe. Our recipe will be for the fuel, which is, I believe, that. And that creates enriched uranium fuel. We'll hit apply, and it'll make fuel, and it'll send it in here. We have some fuel rods made up, because this flattens the iron into iron plates, and this turns the iron plates into fuel rods. These guys right here. And then they come in here and create the fuel rods like so. Now our recipe will be this right here. And we're not going to apply it yet because I'm going to allow some of these guys to build up so I can do the same thing I did over here by just filling the topside inventory with fuel rods. So I'm going to be back after we have a few more fuel rods. Okay, and we're back for the final time, I hope. Now I think I have enough fuel rods to... I need one more. Shoot. Come on, Big Bunny. There's one last thing I forgot to do, and that is to set up a final storage for the fuel rods, because as we see, everything kind of ends here. Okay, there we go. Now we can set this up. Good. And now we can go ahead and set up our recipe. And apply. We have fuel rods. Now we need a final place for them to go, and that's where this guy comes in. And we're going to go ahead and tie this to the applied energistic system. And shoot. Okay, cool. That's... I thought I was stuck. I think I'm stuck. Now we just need to snake this thing over here. Like so. And I have a storage bus that will say, hey, you can only store these guys. And you will do it at a priority of 100. That means everything that comes out of this system will be in or available to my applied energistic system once I complete the setup, I guess. Okay, cool. I think this is a good wrapping up point for this episode. In today's episode, I set up some automation to help make, I guess, the main part of the overclocker upgrades, and then I set up automatic uranium processing to make fuel rods. And that's going to be super helpful for what I hope to accomplish in the next few episodes, which is set up a bunch of nuclear reactors, because we'll need those fuel rods. As of right now, I have about 249,000 iron ingots, which is a fourth of the way to 1,000,000, which is 0.1% of my final goal of 1 billion. So we're still pretty far away, but we're making a lot of progress. This is Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.